Hi, this is Damien from McLeod Accessories. We're the official Australian distributor of Shoei helmets, and I'm going to talk today about the brand new Shoei Neotec II that's just been released in Australia and worldwide. It's a big upgrade over the current Neotec, and they focused on a number of things to make this helmet a significant improvement. The original Neotec was a great helmet. This one has been improved in three main ways. The first one was wind noise, which I'll go through in a few moments. The second one is comfort, including ventilation. And the third one is the integration of the new Sena SRL intercom unit, Bluetooth intercom. So as you may know, the Neotec is a flip-up. The new Neotec II features all the great stuff from the Neotec helmet. So when we think about safety, the chin bar is held on with a stainless steel system. These stainless steel pins are actually drilled through the shell. So when you close this chin bar down, you've got full face protection. There's a stainless steel mechanism in there that holds it closed. It's 360 degrees, so it locks around that stainless steel pin and keeps it really, really tight. Basically, the upgrade on this one is an all-new shell. You can see on the design here, it's been designed in Shoei's wind tunnel. It's very, very aerodynamic, very, very smooth. You'll see at the back here, it's got a little integrated wing that reduces lift and buffeting at high speeds. And there's been a major improvement in ventilation. With the visor system, one of the ways they've attacked wind noise is by creating a new visor system called a CNS3, and it goes over the edges of all the seals here, and they've increased the size of the seal around the outside of the visor. This means that it seals better for wind noise, and it also seals better for weather protection. But on these visors, they actually come down and slot back and press against the visor, so they self-adjust every time they close. You got a little detent here where you can crack it open and get a little bit of extra defogging, clip it closed, and that's sealed. All of these helmets come with the Pinlock Evo. Evo is 40% more absorbent than a standard Pinlock film, so it comes fully integrated. Another thing on this new visor is they've added a ridge at the top and the bottom, so it's actually stiffer than it used to be. It has less flex and it comes down and seals a lot better. That allows that Pinlock film with the Pinlock pins here to sit inside the two ridges on that visor and sit in there really perfectly. You can also adjust your Pinlock by rotating the little the Pinlock pins, which are on an eccentric, so you can adjust that and make sure it's sealing perfectly all the way around. Visors are 99% UV protected and 100% optically correct. So one thing you'll notice when you wear a Shoei helmet is your vision. There's no distortion, there's absolute optical clarity. As I said, 99% UV for the outer visor, and that's the same on the internal sun visor. Plus it's 100% optically correct as well. So you've got UV protection on both layers, and you've got no distortion with that. Another great thing I'll note now for the Neotec II is, like the other Shoei models, it's got little recesses in the top here, so if you wear glasses, they fit very, very comfortably. They don't sit up and hang off your nose or put pressure on your ears or anything like that. It's made so that they fit in there. So that's the visor systems on this one. Another thing you'll note about the Shoei helmets that come with an internal sun visor. So the Neotec II, it's got the same internal sun visor as on the GT Air and the Neotec previously. It's on very, very smooth, high quality stainless steel cables, and you can set that in any position you like. So it's infinitely adjustable. The other thing that you notice about any of the Shoeis that have this is the section through where the sun visor rotates and goes behind the shell is raised through there. So what that means is there needs to be a gap between the shell and the EPS for the sun visor to slot into. Having the shell raised means that the thickness of the EPS is the same all the way through the helmet, so there's no compromise on safety. So let's get into safety. Shoei make all of their helmets, and they're handmade in Japan. The materials for Shoei helmets are sourced in Japan, and this one's called the AIM shell. It's Advanced Integrated Matrix. Now what that means is it's a combination of fiberglass and Shoei organic fibers. There's 5 layers of materials in there, so it's a laminated shell, and what that results in is a very, very strong, very lightweight shell that's capable of dissipating huge impacts on the outside of the shell, which allows the EPS on the inside to be softer, so for greater safety. So this is the AIM shell, a 5-layer shell. There's 3 different shell sizes in this range, and 5 different EPSs. So what that means is that each helmet is tailored for the size. So a medium helmet's different to a large helmet, it's different to an extra large helmet. Not only is the shell size different, so you don't have the extra bulk there, but they actually tailor the EPS foam, the shock absorbing foam on the inside of the helmet. They tailor the density of that so that it's the perfect density for the weight of the rider. So if you think of someone wearing an extra small helmet, they're going to have a 3.5 kilo head, where potentially an extra large will have a 5 kilo head. So each helmet's safety is tailored to that size and weight of that head, and the fit's tailored as well. As you'll see from the outside of this, quite aggressive ventilation. The rear exhaust vent draws all the hot air out of the helmet. There's a nice big, easy to use front vent you can set in 2 positions. That flows air into the helmet, and it channels between the 2 EPS foam layers. So inside here in the crown of the EPS foam, which is this section under here, there's 2 different densities. So there's a softer density and an outer density, and between those 2 layers they channel the ventilation, so you get full flow through ventilation. I think this is vastly improved over the previous Neotec. You'll see a significant improvement in that. It's also channeled through the liner, so you can see the ridges through the liner, the airflow flows through there. Back to the wind noise. Obviously everything's very smooth, easy to use, lower vent as well. On the front of the helmet, Shoei have developed in their wind tunnel these little vortex generators. So what happens is wind noise is created by any sharp edges on a helmet shell, things like wings, side pods, all those sorts of things. So you notice that everything's very smooth. All the visor's all integrated. There's nothing hanging off the side of the helmet to create wind noise. They've even gone so far as to create these vortex generators here, which create they swirl the air off the side of the helmet, reducing the turbulence and the wind noise there. There's even a little lip where the chin bar lifts up. There's a lip here to deflect the air away from that joint, which can also be a source of wind noise. So it's a very quiet helmet. Going inside the helmet, we've got a 3-dimensionally shaped liner. The cheek pads have multi-density foams in there, so they get progressively firmer, so that it keeps the hold of the helmet. But what they've done for the new Neotec II is it's now got an integrated noise isolator additional to the cheek pads. So the cheek pads come down, they seal in underneath, and most wind noise comes from underneath the helmet when the air gets in underneath. This has now got that noise isolator, which is a separate seal, which seals in under the helmet and reduces wind noise that way as well. As options to make things cooler, we've actually got cheek pads available separately with mesh noise isolators or without them if you prefer, but they all come with this new noise isolator. They've also got the Shoei quick release system. Now this is a stainless steel system that you just adjust once and you're ready to go. It locks in and provides absolute safety for your chin strap. As far as ventilation goes, as I've said, it's vastly improved. So, first one was wind noise. There's a lot of areas where they've improved this. Second one was comfort, and that's including ventilation. There's an all new 3-dimensional liner, very comfortable, very plush. Great for long distance touring. Even the fit of the helmet's changed slightly, where it comes down and it fits around your face a little bit more, so that you get a really good hold. You'll notice on Shoei helmets, the thickness of the cheek pad is quite thin at the top here and quite thick and plush underneath. That's so when you get up to high speed, the helmet doesn't buffet around and move or squash against your face. There's some brands out there, you'll go and put them on in a shop. They've got really thick cheek pads, really thick padding. Put them on your head in the shop and you think, oh, that's fantastic. Fits like a glove. But you get up to speed, the helmet buffets, moves around and doesn't hold in place, or worse still, squashes against your face. All of the Shoeis are designed to work at speed, so they hold really well and sit in the correct position. So that's comfort and that's the wind noise. But the third thing that they've done is now integrated a new center unit. So this is the Center SRL. This has the same functionality as Center's top of the line 20S Bluetooth unit. And this fully integrates into the Neotec. So here we've got one without the unit fitted. You can see you've got some little black plastic pieces. The helmet's perfectly fine without the unit. But when you fit that, it fully integrates inside. Here's one that has it fitted. And you can see on here, you've got a 3-button control unit on the side, on the left-hand side. You've got a aerial on the right-hand side that's integrated into the shell. And in the back here, you've got a little clip here. There's a little housing in the back of the helmet that holds the battery. So everything fits flush, integrates in, the cables run behind the cheek pads. Inside the helmet, the earpieces just clip into the recesses that are already there. And there's even a recess for your little microphone, so you run your microphone through and everything's integrated and hidden and fits perfectly. Fantastic new upgrade. Big improvement over the Neotec original model, which was already a great helmet. So new visor system, better aerodynamics, more compact shell, and ready to go with the new Sena SRL. Thanks.